Hi, Paul Sakis, Good News Broadcast, speaking to Khaliah Ali. Hi, how are you?
Good morning, Paul. I'm wonderful, thank you.
Good, and Heba Salama, is that right, Heba?
Heba.
Heba, oh, I'm sorry. How are you doing today?
It happens all the time. I'm great. Thank you for having us.
Okay, and Ed Brantley. Hi, how are you, Ed?
How you doing, buddy?
Okay, good. Actually, Heba and Ed were on the NBC's The Biggest Loser program, is that right?
We were. Season 6, runner-up, and the $100,000 winner, husband and wife team.
Okay, and Khaliah Ali has done a lot of good things. Actually, Khaliah, I've interviewed you before. You're a good Samaritan in the world. I know that, and the daughter of Muhammad Ali. And where do you think you get your, getting out there and trying to make the world a better place? Where does that come from inside of you?
I think it's something that I could take no personal credit for. It was the atmosphere that I was raised in. I think the one thing that resonates most in people's minds and most importantly their hearts about my father is his sense of humanitarianism. And it organically comes from my mom, too. So I probably had no choice, whether I know it or not. But I think when you grow up and you realize you've been disproportionately gifted, as most Americans are, I've been traveling the world and really learning that lesson, you give. And what you ultimately learn is you get more than you could ever possibly give. So it's a wonderful way of life and something that's implemented in this household, even through my son. We just got back from the Congo for the 35th anniversary of my father's Rumble in the Jungle. No one had been back since. And, wow, what a powerful trip and a huge learning lesson.
Aha. Did you ever see Albert Mazel's movie on your dad? Do you know Albert Mazel?
Tell me the name of the movie.
Yeah, the first Beatles movie. I don't know what he named it. Oh, geez. But I saw it. That's where I got to learn a little bit more about your dad. But it's all good.
Out there.
Yeah, well, this was one of the first. And but you're all involved somehow here on host. Well, you're the daughter. You're hosting my program for Life's a New You Forever Health and Weight Loss Family Festival, which is going to be in Morristown, New Jersey. And make sure I'm saying this all right. Saturday, and the event that's the 26th is at the Hyatt Morristown Headquarters Plaza. It's a family-friendly event, puts a spotlight on health, fitness, and weight loss through a series of educational sessions and guest appearances. Okay, so tell us how did this all get organized and what's behind it.
Well, I've got an awesome team at my program for life. The inspiration for my being there was after years, going on 6 years of being banded, I realized, like many people, that on my end of the spectrum, surgical weight loss method is not a magic bullet. It's not a one-shot deal, and it really takes, like they say, a community, a village to cultivate and keep people healthy and successful. So my key to success was surrounding myself with positive people, and I wanted to work with a group that reflected that. So I joined up with them, and ever since we've been working on creative and new initiatives. This festival is one of them, and I'm certainly not fighting this alone. I've got this awesome team. I've got big-hearted people like the Biggest Loser family, especially Heba and Ed, who've come out of the kindness of their heart and volunteered their time. This is a non-for-profit event. And we're putting it together.
Okay, that's good. Heba and Ed, tell us a little bit how you got involved with this.
Well, Khaliah reached out to us, and we do travel all over the country speaking and telling our story and doing a lot of food demos and such. And we technically make a living this way, but when the cause is it's the first year, Khaliah reached out to us, and it just seemed like, of course, we were going to come and lend our names to the cause and be here and help educate people. And it's just so much bigger than us, and we feel like it would have been great for us to have all these resources, and maybe we would have never gotten to 300 and 350 pounds. And now, any chance we get to pay it forward, we really try to do that. So, we'll be telling our story, and Ed will be working with me on some cooking demos.
Yeah, we're going to make some of our, awesome recipes from our website, edandheba.com. We're making all kinds of neat little smoothies and stuff. We're going to do like a July 4th kind of, theme thing maybe. I don't know. We're just kind of playing it by ear, but We just really are trying to get out there and show people that a new lifestyle isn't always, we're not trying to push rice cakes and steamed broccoli on people. We're here to tell them that it's about balance and finding a balance and finding a way to live your life free of all the the things that make you want to eat. Like there's always McDonald's on every corner in every town you go to. It's just we're trying to educate people and teach them that you have to get back to a simpler way of life. It's not all about convenience.
Well, what do you all think?
I think it speaks to how we started the conversation, if I may. What causes people to want to give back, and you also have to know what it is to need. And what you'll find at our festival on the 26th is that there are a lot of people who are grateful, who've gone down their own respective paths. This is also about bringing the weight loss community together. There's often this awful division between folks like Heba and Heba and Ed who did it the honest way, blood, sweat, and tears, and those of us who chose surgical weight loss method. And it's bringing us close together because at the end of the day, we have the same mission, achieving a healthy lifestyle, sustainable weight loss success, healthy families. I love that about Ed and Heba. They're a family. This is their whole household. This is their commitment. That now, it's so tight at home, they're able to step out and change the world. And, there are just so many people here who want to reach out, share their personal story and give, because I always feel with obesity and weight loss, it's like your fingerprint. We all have our own individual reason or experience that causes us to end up in that place. And we worked really hard to make sure that we reached the community, the underserved community as well, and got the most amazing rainbow array of the best of whatever that area has to offer. And, of course, this is our first year, and every year it's going to get better. But I think we did a pretty fine job the first year out, and really just educating people on all the options. This is an interesting day and age. It's not so cookie-cutter anymore. There are options. Through nutrition, like Ed is speaking about, it doesn't have to be rice cake and broccoli, through exercise and technology, through surgery, even what we're learning now on the neuroscience end and psychologically, cognitive thinking therapies. There's so many ways to be successful and fight this killer, this awful killer. Obesity is claiming lives, and our children too, and we're focusing on youths as well.
I mentioned to you, I guess, before we started recording, I'm in it also, and I just lost 35 pounds.
Oh, bless you.
And I need, and then I lost another 7. But it's that getting down to the weight, right, an ideal weight. So, once you're up and you're, it has its demoralization, right, to us. And trying to make that stand to get down to the weight that you then can do the best you can to try to maintain the weight. It really, I don't know, for me, it's really very, very competitive with inside of my body. Can I really actually stop? Because food's everywhere. I agree with you guys. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, is it? But there's options.
There's temptation everywhere you go.
I'm sorry?
There's temptation everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm. So where does it come from internally? I mean, what do you say to yourself? It's just I'm unhappy with my situation, or I know I can do better. What do you do?
That's a great question for the Biggest Losers, because I think they're phenomenal, and these are people who have shed literally every ounce. There's no hiding. They put it out there 110%. I mean, it's such an inspirational, aspirational vehicle. I'm going to be quiet and let them talk, because I think they have so much to make a contribution there.
For us, it was really, obviously we got put in front of America and had to pretty much wear, bikers and spandex and make, a choice to let everybody know your weight. We come from a place where I have lied about my weight since the 5th grade. So part of it for both of us was getting honest and being accountable and then deciding that we were going to make the change. And, no one does it for you. And we had heard it a million times and tried a million so-called diets, and we just gave up all of that and said we're changing our life. And it was a lot, and we've come out on the other side of it, and we do it together, and we do it every day. And Ed can speak to the fact, like, for men especially, like, making the change is a bit harder than for women.
Yeah, men have this thing called entitlement, just because we go out and work every day and, put food on the table 9 times out of 10. I mean, it's a classic American situation, but, guys deal with things like, pride and entitlement. And then, of course, for me, I'm a chef. I'd work all day long, and then when I was done, I was like, well, I've been working all day. I'm going to go eat 4 or 5 cheeseburgers, and nobody's going to tell me any different. So it's really like learning about yourself, being honest with yourself, and just and it always helps to have somebody with you along for the ride, because that just makes it makes the pain that much more bearable when you have somebody to bear it with you.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's what I've done. I bet my landlord. We bet that whoever, and my daughter said, watch The Biggest Loser. Whoever lost, our gentleman agreement was someone that stand naked in the window. But for whatever it was, and he's done it twice, and we've been doing this a year and a half. But to do it with somebody else, to do it with a team, I think actually in your situation, you did it with the country because everybody was watching. I think it's so hard. I remember I interviewed Jack LaLanne once, and Jack LaLanne said to me, you can't do exercise almost. He almost thinks it's impossible unless you have a trainer. Well, what is a trainer? A trainer is somebody who's, a cheerleader for you. And I think that it's very, very important to find somebody. It's so hard to do this kind of stuff on yourself. That's the way I see it. Tell me, this organization, myprogramforlife.com, is this something that's just, it's only tomorrow, and we're going to get it up, but is there longevity to this organization? Do I have this right?
Yeah, there is. There is, actually. My Program for Life is exactly as it sounds. We've just started along our journey, but we provide comprehensive weight loss care, everything from surgical weight loss method to nutritional supplements and counseling. Soon enough, we'll be adding exercise regimen and psychological counseling and services to what we do. And we're trying to just, under one roof, and with specialty, you're not going into a large hospital, even if it's surgical. We have our own ambulatory centers. Everything is dedicated and created and tailored to you, for you. With us are some of the finest doctors in the Jersey and New York area as well.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand and that our audience does as well. So the event's in Morristown tomorrow. However, Kayla, is this something you're involved with? You're overseeing this organization, or you're spokesperson for it?
I should mention I'm their spokesperson, and
okay.
It's one of the many things I'm doing to keep myself visible and present in the obesity community, as well as, and I'm proud to announce, this is my second time being able to say it, I'm just signed on as editor-in-chief of WLS magazine, which stands for Weight Loss Success, formerly Weight Loss Surgery, but we've broadened the span. And the two will work in tandem as I move forward and continue to work on a legislative level, on a grassroots level, to help cause and affect some change with obesity. Okay, and just one last question for you. Why this? Why is this so important to you? Oh, my. I battled weight my whole life. First time, 7 years old, on Today's Show, and felt I ended it when I had my lap band surgery live on Today's Show to share how minimally invasive it was. My highest weight was 350 pounds. Total weight loss, 180 pounds. Like anyone else who's lost a lot of weight, I've had some residual weight gain, 35 pounds at the moment. So I actually wrote a book as well called Fighting Weight, and that's what you do. Sometimes you're winning, sometimes you're losing, but you're always fighting. And as you were so eloquently stating before, the importance of a team and sticking together with a team, I continue to surround myself with positive people and a community that shares my journey. And for that and that alone, I'm sure I'll win. So that's what brings me to the cause. It's definitely one that's personal and close and dear to my heart. As you know, I've worked with a multitude of organizations. This is the first one that directly affects me. This is it. This is my journey too.
Okay, well, you're all wonderful. Thank you for doing this, inspirational to many, and we look forward to sharing this with Good News and to meeting with you and seeing, let's do more together. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.